Good morning, Scituate. Welcome to our weekly update. Today is Tuesday, July 5th. I hope everybody had a nice 4th of July weekend. We'll start with our COVID data as we always do. Our Maven number for this week was 21, which was up from last week's 19. We do not have a total case number today, but we will have that and get it out to you when we have it. The positivity rating for Scituate over the last 14 days was 7.05, down from last week's 7.70. Plymouth County was at 4.86. Down from last week's 5.13. Statewide, the positivity rating over the last 7 days was 6.22, which is up from the previous week of 5.78. Statewide, there are 43 individuals in the ICU, up from 38 of last week, and 10 patients are intubated, up from 9 of last week. So just like last week, the numbers seem to be all over the place. We kind of seem to be in a plateau right now. Hopefully these numbers will start going down. The Boston Globe reported last week there are 2 new variants of Omicron, BA4 and BA5. They are the most dominant strains right now. They are more resistant to the antibodies. So they still expect cases to go down, but to go down maybe slower than we had anticipated. So again, our advice to everybody is you haven't been vaccinated, please get vaccinated. If you've been haven't been boosted, please get boosted. And if you haven't gotten all your boosters, make sure you get all your boosters. The water update, Tac Factory Pond was at minus 6.5. That's down from being even of last week. The average daily demand for the past week was 1.563 million gallons per day, which is up from 1.481 million gallons of the previous week. We are still seeing extremely high levels of manganese in the reservoir and in the treatment plant. This is causing discolored water to go through our plant. Our plant is not constructed to treat for manganese. And as the temperatures rises, the manganese levels will continue to go up. So we are seeing brown water going through the plant. We are getting calls about brown water from the system. If you have brown water, please call the water department, or you can go to the brownwater@scituatema.gov and send an email. Those are data points that we need, but the manganese is causing issues in the system because our treatment plant does not treat for manganese. As we reported last week, the track back system was down at the plant. We have gotten that basin back up and running. We made some temporary fixes for right now to get those up and running while we wait for some parts to come in, specifically new solenoids for some of the electronics. We will continue with our water ban until we are sure that that basin is back up and running and we can put the new parts in. As we said last week, the water ban is not related to our water supply right now. It is simply related to problems in the water treatment plant and our ability to produce enough clean drinking water for the residents. So we will keep monitoring that. We are also monitoring issues with our chemical supply, which would impact our ability in our wells. Right now, we think we have that chemical supply issue straightened out, but that'll be something we will have to watch in the future. Selco, the water contractor, is back in town this week. They'll be continuing services in various neighborhoods. Next week, we will begin a project on the old Driftway. The Drew project in the MBTA parking lot is going to be repaving the old Driftway. So before they do that, we will be installing a new water main on that road so we don't have to cut the new road in the future. A reminder, from the Board of Selectmen's meeting last week, for the sewer department, flushable wipes are not flushable. Please do not put flushable wipes into the storage system. They clog up the plant, they clog up the pumps, they cause all kinds of problems. So please do not put flushable wipes into our storage system. 4th of July was a busy weekend for both police and fire. We kicked off the weekend with a tree down Friday night that caused almost 3,000 homes and businesses to lose power. Luckily, that was rectified in a short time. Later that night, the fire department reported to a lightning strike on a barn on Border Street. On Saturday, the police department alone had 105 calls for service. There were 4 arrests on that day, 2 for boating under the influence, 1 a minor accident led to an operating under the influence arrest, and an arrest of an intoxicated person for disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. So not a bad weekend. We haven't got the Monday numbers yet. We will share those either later this week or next week, but thank you to the police and fire for all their work. Also, thank you to the DPW. There are crews working all weekend, emptying the barrels, trying to keep up with the trash and keeping the porta potties clean. I think they did a great job for a very busy weekend. The beaches were very crowded this weekend, and we didn't have a lot of trash blowing around, so the DPW really did an excellent job cleaning up the beaches and keeping those barrels empty. So thank you to everybody who worked this weekend. Thank you to all the Scituate residents who had a safe and happy 4th. And please continue to be safe and happy for the rest of the summer. The beaches get crowded, and we'll do our best to keep everything in line. Just another reminder again, Cohasset is working on Route 3A between Stop and Shop and Pond Street. They will be detouring southbound traffic, so you want to avoid that area if at all possible. The Sanctuary at Herringbrook will be holding their lottery for the affordable housing units on August 8th, 2022. Completed applications must be received at SEB Housing by 2 p.m. on July 25th, 2022. You can go to sebhousing.com, click on affordable housing opportunities. You'll find the Herringbrook and all the information that you need to complete an application. Another update, we received a lot of calls in the office about Minot light not flashing. Although the lighthouse is private, the light is maintained by the Coast Guard. They have been unable to get into the lighthouse to repair the light. They're aware of the issue. The owner is making some renovations to the lighthouse, so they haven't been able to get up and actually fix it. They will get to it as soon as they can and make repairs to that, but they are aware that the lighthouse is currently not flashing. Update for this week, Waterways meeting tomorrow night, 7 to 11. I don't think they'll go that late, but the Waterways Committee is meeting tomorrow night. And this Sunday, July 10th, from 3 to 5 p.m., there will be a beach cleanup at Minot Beach, and volunteers will get pizza following the cleanup. So a lot going on this week. I hope everybody stays safe and happy, and we will see you next week.